Hello scholars, welcome back to the Kemet Maasai Academy, continuing our reading from the Student's Master Plan, Hardcore Rules for a Lifetime of Success. The topic that we're looking at today is Indomitable Spirit. The word indomitable means impossible to be subdued or defeated. Your spirit is the non-physical part of you, which is the seat of your emotions and character. Your spirit sums up all your emotions, your attitudes, and reactions to any given situation. When an individual is said to have an indomitable spirit, it means that that person is so good at what he or she does that it is just about impossible for anyone else to outdo them, outsmart them, or beat them in any way, once the game is played fairly. It takes particular qualities to be indomitable. You must start by having a winning attitude. You must believe in yourself. You must believe that you can win. Then, you must find out all the things that are required for you to win in a particular area. If you are competing in a sport, you must know the rules of the game, what you should do and what you must avoid doing. If you do not play by the rules, you may be disqualified and have no chance of winning. If you are participating in a debating competition, you have to understand the topic that you are debating. You have to. You have to study the position of your opponent and prepare for any counter arguments that he or she may present. You stand a better chance of winning a debate when you are able to not only argue your point, but also to counteract your opponent's position. It is important to have an indomitable spirit when preparing for and sitting examinations. You cannot allow yourself to be conquered by mathematics or science. Many people cringe in fear at the mere mention of the word mathematics. Just showing them a math book is enough to make them want to run and scream for help. Some people are also terrified of language. It is a crippling fear that makes them also unable to read and analyze passages, construct grammatically correct sentences, or express themselves in words. They see exams as huge, terrifying monsters with gigantic teeth and razor-sharp claws. If you think of your schoolwork in those terms, you will always be defeated by it, and you will never be indomitable towards it. Explore all the issues from all angles and be certain of the position that you are taking, so you can effectively argue your case. Instead, think of schoolwork as your friend, a companion, with which you spend most of your day. Read your textbooks like storybooks. Read them over and over in a relaxed way, just as you would read a novel or a bedtime fable. All books are really stories. Some are fiction and some are non-fiction, but stories nonetheless. Someone is relating to you something that has happened to them. Even a math book is a storybook. The characters are numbers and shapes. The villain might be the devious and elusive X. The hero is you, who solved the crime by finding X. Read widely from a variety of sources: novels, texts, autobiographies, biographies, newspapers, current affair magazines, recipe books, medication leaflets, food package labels. so that you can build your vocabulary and familiarize yourself with the way that other people express themselves. This will help you a lot in English language. Listen and read the speeches given by prime ministers, presidents, and other world leaders. Most of these were not written by the leaders themselves, but by expert speechwriters who have mastered the art of rhetoric, an art that you yourself need to master. Speeches are an excellent way to learn how to be persuasive and hammer your audience into submission, your audience being ultimately the examiner. In time, you will make your speech and your writing more advanced just by constant association with people who express themselves in an advanced way. Practice drawing and labeling scientific diagrams. This will help you to remember the body organs. Practice drawing and labeling the Caribbean maps from your atlas, putting in capitals, rivers, mountains, and plains. Study your syllabus to remind yourself exactly what you need to cover. Think of your schoolwork as something that it is possible to understand, appreciate, and master. So we're saying, in order to rise above the challenges that academic work requires of you, a lot of it boils down to your perception, your attitude, how you approach the work in the first place. If you think of the work as a monster, as an enemy that's out to get you, that is how the work will respond to you, and that's how you are going to respond to the work. It's going to be a fight. It's always going to be a battle. If you think of the work as your friend, you will have an amiable relationship. Think of it as something to grow you. You're learning. You're advancing. Every day you're learning something new in class. If you're being challenged, that is a good thing. You're being stimulated, so you're learning how to investigate and find things out, as the passage says. Pretend that the villain, if you want to think of a villain, think of it in terms of a villain, then let the villain be the unknown, the X, the answer that you're searching for. And you are the hero. If that's the way you want to look at it, right? But I would say, think of the work as your friend. Think of your textbooks as a storybook, because they really are. Every book for me is a storybook. It's telling you about something that's happening. A maths book is a storybook. So you can give the characters names. You can see how the story develops. Coil up with your textbooks, just like how you would coil up with a fable, a comic book, something more light, something lighter. Think of it in that same way, because your approach to the thing has a lot to do with the outcome. If you think of your subjects as, I'm going to die, it's going to stifle me, there's no way I can make it out, that will be the experience that you are going to have. That will be the experience you're going to have. So you must try to foster, to develop an indomitable spirit. That means no matter what comes, you are going to face the challenge. Remember, if others have done it, you can do it. If one other student in this world has mastered this topic, has mastered this subject, you can do it. And if no other student has done it, you be the first person to do it, so that others can use you as a paradigm, a brand new example to follow. So they can say, see that thing that we thought could not be done? This person did it, this child did it. So we can do it. You be the motivation, you be the inspiration for others. You be the first one to show that it can be done. And if the precedent has already been set, all the better, all the more reason for you to realize if that child can do it, whether that child is in another part of the world or another part of the country or in my very class, that child doesn't have a different brain than you are in terms of the capacity of the brain. We all have the same capacity unless you're born, with some genetic defect or some abnormality, some trauma occurred that changed the way your brain functions. But if you are born a normal, healthy person up against another normal, healthy person, we all have the same potential. It's how you develop it. You have to use it up or you're going to lose it. So you have to be constantly developing that brain power and talking to yourself and, as the passage said, exposing yourself to advanced thinkers. Because you are going to become what you expose yourself to all the time. If you are struggling with expressing yourself in language class, in writing your stories, your summaries, your descriptive writing, persuasive writing, if you are struggling, expose yourself to the advanced writings of others for whom it flows easily. And the more you associate with those persons through their writing, the better your writing will be. Just by association, just by the exposure, the constant exposure to this, that is how your work will become. If you're struggling with math, keep watching math videos. Keep listening to math teachers talking. That is how you're going to improve. And do not give up. Remember, Indomitable Spirit means we do not give up. We face the challenges. We might take a break. Sometimes you're trying to figure out a solution for something. It's not coming. Step away from it. Step back from it. Put it aside a little bit. Go and dream about it. When you take it back up, you'll see it with fresh eyes, new insight, and you'll be surprised. You know what to do. You just figure it out. But don't approach it with the attitude that you can't figure it out. Right? Always know that you can do what man has done, man can do. And by man, I mean, generally speaking, what any other human has done through their brain power, another human, normally functioning human, can do. Alright, scholars, so keep motivated, keep watching these videos to keep yourself inspired, keep yourself sharp with that right attitude, that right approach towards your work. Keep being inspired. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so, and please share the video so other students and parents and teachers can be motivated as well. I'll see you in the next videos.